Crowd. You think we're going to make a major announcement here. I'm Judi Nolan, Powell. I have the privilege of managing the foundation for Niagara Falls Memorial Medical Center and working for a very interesting and forward-thinking man, Joe Ruffolo. We're thrilled to have you here. We have representatives from education. We have representatives from the community. We have some new friends to Memorial. We hope you come back to visit us again soon. But my only role here is to introduce the program and get the show on the road. So it's my privilege to welcome Jim Roscetti to the podium. Jim is the chairman of our board of directors. Jim?
Thank you, Judi. My job is relatively short. I want to welcome everybody for showing up. I especially want to welcome Dr. Johnson and Roswell. This is a very big event for this hospital. The board is totally behind this and welcomes it. We've done a lot of good things since we've had Joe Ruffolo here, this building being one of them, the emergency room being one of them, the cat lab being one of them. I could go on. I think the board feels this is going to be the biggest one. This has the biggest, it fills the biggest need for our constituency, and we try to maintain that we want to provide the best service for the most needy, and I think we've done that by staying independent. How long, I don't know, but with Roswell, I'm sure it's going to be a long, long time. So, but that would be okay too. So again, welcome everybody, and I appreciate everyone showing up, and I appreciate Roswell, and the board does especially as well. And Joe, you're up next. I'll cut Judi out of it.
So if we can, do we really need, can you hear me back there? I want to get rid of this thing. How's that, better?
Better.
Yeah.
A little bit lower.
Oh,
Good.
Joe, that means they can't get it on the live stream.
I need to use this? I'm good, right? Good. Here, Judi, you take it. You use it. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you truly for joining us today in which we think is a very historic day in Niagara Falls Memorial's legacy. So let me start by saying, Richard Branson, some of you, probably many of you know or heard of Richard Branson, probably one of the most richest men in the world, a billionaire. He's the founder of the Virgin Group, which controls more than 400 companies worldwide. And he lists this nugget as one of his favorite inspirational quotes regarding collaboration. He said, "No one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it." No one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. And cancer care is very much like that. No one can whistle a community's way to wellness. It takes an orchestra of expertise to get that done. So when you think of an orchestra, you're reminded of the excellence that is brought forth by musicians exercising and blending together their various gifts. And when I imagine a symphony orchestra of cancer care, the conductor's name that always comes to mind is Roswell Park. They are one of the select few NCI designated comprehensive cancer centers in the United States. And today it's our privilege to announce that Roswell's Symphony of Excellence in Patient Care, Research, and Compassion is coming to Niagara. And beginning today, we will be working with Roswell Park to integrate cancer treatment services across the entire Niagara Falls Memorial Campus to afford Niagara County residents ease of access to the top cancer specialists in the country, right here, right now. So let me share with you why we think it's such a perfect fit for Niagara Falls Memorial and for Niagara County. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is ranked among the top 3% of cancer hospitals nationwide, with a reputation that is world-renowned. Innovation and education are driving forces in healthcare today, and Roswell is currently involved in over 573 funded research projects, $86 million in contracts and grants, and in addition, employ over 330 full-time faculty. So the underlying mission there is that they are strongly committed to their vision of finding cures for cancer. Roswell Park's comprehensive cancer centers combined research, treatment, their educational profile have weathered extensive peer review, met rigorous national standards, and made fundamental contributions to reducing the cancer burden. Simply put, Roswell Park's clinical outcomes have had a profound impact on extending cancer survival rates for everyone that walks through those doors. And cancer care is what Roswell Park's all about. That's their only focus, is cancer care. It evaluates all treatment options, follows evidence-based practices to provide specialized care that is optimally coordinated and delivered with compassion, with dignity and respect. So given the environmental factors inherent in Niagara County, we all know them well, those that live and work here, our large number of chemical plants, history of former smokestack industries, not to mention the legacy of the Love Canal, and 6 other EPA Superfund sites. The presence of cancer care casts a pall over those who live and who work here. And so collaborating with the world-renowned Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center to extend life-saving and life-extending treatments, accessing clinical trials with new cancer drugs right here, groundbreaking discoveries in areas such as immunotherapy to Niagara Falls and Niagara County will undoubtedly save lives. So collaboration, as we all know it here at Memorial, is the engine that keeps Memorial ticking, and it's meaningful collaboration agreements such as this that involve a great deal of work by a lot of great people. So on behalf of the Memorial team, I want to thank Dr. Candace Johnson, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Roswell Park. I want to thank Dr. Thomas Schwab, who is the Roswell's Chief of Strategy, Business Development, Outreach, and of course his team, Armin Galucci and Sunita Pansar, who are also with us today. Certainly would be remiss if I didn't thank our first leader of the clinical service line that's first out of the box, Dr. Yendamuri, who is the chair of the Department of Thoracic Surgery at Roswell Park, that will be providing, that is now providing services here, and will be doing procedures and surgeries here as well. You will hear from Dr. Yendamuri very shortly. Certainly special thanks go to the Roswell Park Board of Directors, Niagara Falls Memorial's Board of Directors. Many of you are here today. Thank you. And to Sheila Key, our Executive Vice President, Chief Operating Officer, and to Judi Nolan Powell, who's holding the live mic, might get electrocuted, who's our Vice President for Foundation and Community Relations. So with that, Dr. Johnson, I am humbled and grateful to welcome you and your team to Niagara Falls Memorial, and it gives me great pleasure now to introduce Dr. Candace Johnson to all of you.
Thank you so much, Joe. Can you all hear me? My voice is a little raspy, but I'll pick it up. So thank you for those kind comments. You know, when I first became the CEO, Joe reached out to me to say, hey, let's do something together. And maybe it took us longer than we wanted to, but we're finally here, you know. And so everybody's very delighted about that. I think that, you know, we get many of your patients, as you know, they come to us. But many people, traveling to Buffalo is not an easy task. Sometimes transportation is a real issue for folks. And it's also you're away from your families. This is where you live. This is your community. And so to deliver that care in this community is something that we're very excited about. And I know that Cy, being the first sort of in lung cancer and thoracic oncology to be here first, we're very excited for that too. Unfortunately, lung cancer in this area in Niagara County has risen. The reasons for that are probably some of the things that you cited, Joe. Cy maybe is going to talk about that a little bit, but 36% higher than it was many years ago. And so we need to figure that out. You know, we have extensive screening programs. We have people that investigate, you know, why maybe there are rises in certain kinds of cancers. And so I think hopefully we can bring absolutely incredible, outstanding care to the residents of Niagara County. This is, you know, Roswell, I'm very proud that we have, over the past few years, and this is with the leadership of Dr. Thomas Schwab, who leads these efforts, we have really looked outside the walls of Roswell Park, and this is not something that we had done previously. I think Roswell has always been there as a resource for anyone in Western New York, but we had not really looked outside our walls to partner in such a way that we are today. And so I think it's a very important step for us. I think we have fantastic physicians. You guys have fantastic physicians, and so I think bringing our groups together, we're going to do some very special things and bringing this care to this community. So I think it opens lots of doors. It's an exciting sort of time for all of us. We have, you know, the other part of research of Roswell Park that we don't talk about quite as much is our research effort. And it's the research that goes on that really is the hope and spark that will get rid of this disease that plagues everybody in this room. It all touches all of us, whether you're a family member or a friend. And so it's the research, and there's Mary Reed that just walked in, research in lung cancer. It's the research that gives us hope. And so we're really excited about that prospect because we can open up some of our innovative clinical trials here. We can avail some of our innovative screening techniques and avenues, and we have big population science studies that go on to determine exactly what are the effects of all of this environmental stuff on the residents of Niagara County, and how can we help predict maybe people that are at higher risk to experience cancer so that they increase their surveillance. All those things, we have many, many people that are looking at that, and so we're excited for that prospect too. This is just the beginning of our relationship, but a good one. We will kick this off in thoracic surgery. We have a tremendous group of thoracic surgeons paired with a group of thoracic oncologists and also researchers. But I'll introduce Yendamuri. He's a chair of thoracic surgery, and he'll give us a few remarks. And thank you, Joe, for everything.
Thank you, Candace. So my name is Yendamuri. I'm the chair of thoracic surgery at Roswell. And while I don't have, I'm not very good at inspirational quotes from Branson, what I'm good at is lung surgery. And it's not just me. I have a team of 6 surgeons who are all excellent at lung surgery. We've developed programs on 2 continents. And so we have the experience of developing programs like this. And I'm excited to bring that expertise here. At the very beginning, we will focus on 2 initiatives, and we have 2 staff members here who will lead that initiative. The first initiative is a lung cancer screening initiative. Mary Reed has done lung cancer before it was fashionable to do lung cancer screening, 10 years before it was fashionable to do lung cancer screening, but now it's caught on, and we want to provide that here. Laurie Pierce, a nurse practitioner, will be leading that effort. We will also be providing pre-op, post-op, and operative consultations here on site, and that effort will be led by Christy and myself. And we are seeing patients. We've already started seeing patients from the beginning of the year here. So I'm very grateful for Dr. Johnson's vision in making this excellence in care available across Western New York, because if you have excellence in care, but if it's not available, it may as well not exist. And I'm very thankful to Tom Schwab for executing on that vision. Without both of them, we wouldn't be here today. Now, while I don't have inspirational quotes, what I do have is an example of a person who inspires our healthcare team every day. Kevin Schultz has been treated at Roswell Park. He's the kind of patient that inspires us to do what we do every day. And I'd like him to come and say a few words.
Thank you for inviting me to share some thoughts today. I'm just a regular guy, and December, it was Christmas time in 2013. I had a small cough, and I said, well, that's kind of strange. My sister always had that too, and she said, it's just bronchitis. So in April, I go to see my primary doctor. My primary doctor is in Niagara County, and he did a X-ray. He said, maybe we better do a CAT scan. So in 2 days' time, I had found out that I had stage 4 lung cancer. So I'm very glad that you're putting an emphasis on screening. I think that would be a great help to Niagara County residents. I'm doing very well. Obviously, 5 years later, I'm still here to able to talk with you. The care I received at Roswell has helped me beat the odds. The importance of Roswell Park. I've been coming to Roswell Park for close to 5 years because I wanted to go to the best. When my primary doctor told me about he would do a biopsy, I said, I just want to go to Roswell. I know that they're our leading cancer care treatment place. You see the excellence in Roswell and the commitment to being excellent. Comprehensive care is important. I've really benefited from the multifaceted means to healing, and I believe in my faith and all the different treatment options and experts having a spiritual and mental approach, not focusing on just one, just on the body alone. Why Niagara County is important to me. This place is a lot of history to me, living in Lewiston. My mother, she worked here in the 60s, and it was always fun when she would invite nurses and doctors and people that she worked with to come out to Ransomville, where we lived, and have cookouts. And it was just an eye-opening experience for me to see how people that cared for the people in the community in Niagara County to come out and just be regular people with us. My daughter also worked here at Memorial, and just recently, this past fall, she moved to work at Roswell Park, and I'm very proud of her. And in the time that I've been going to Roswell, I have walked 2 daughters down the aisle, and one daughter has given us 2 grandsons, not knowing 5 years ago that we'd be going through all that, and I'm very blessed. God has blessed me so much. I have nothing but love for great care at Roswell Park, and now I'm great to see it happening in Niagara County in our own backyard. What I'm trying to say is that I think the community is part of our healing process. I grew up here, was married here, went to school here, kids went to school here. My 2 daughters graduated from Niagara University, part of Niagara County. Very proud of them. I'm involved in a cancer care group where we share and encourage each other. And one of our thoughts are there's no expiration date on our bodies. I've looked. I don't have any stamps on there. And God has let me be here today to talk with you. I'm just so thankful. And it's very good to have people that encourage you. And there's many things I think I would like to say, and then sometimes I let them slip by, but I'm in great hands at Roswell Park in Buffalo, and I know myself and others will be in great hands at the Thoracic Center here at Memorial. I'm excited about this new collaboration between Roswell Park and Memorial because it means patients won't have to sacrifice convenience to get outstanding cancer care. Thank you.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's all about. We have many guests, as I said earlier. I want to recognize a few of them. Father Mar and Debbie Colley are here from Niagara University, and you can believe that as our major partners, they will be involved in this journey with us. We have some members from the local legislative body. We have Chris Vocio and Ezra Scott, who wears 2 hats. He's also a member of the Roswell team. As Jimmy mentioned, we have a number of our board with us. Thank you very much. And we also have out in the hall, spilling out, many of our employees and department heads, and hopefully they're watching this on Facebook, which is where this monumental event is being live streamed. And I'd also like to recognize somewhere in the back, besides Mary Reed, who's really done a great job educating us, one of our partners in labor, Stephanie Anderson, is here somewhere representing 1199. There she is. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. It's so important for you to hear this message and share it with your team. Representing Angelo Morinello is an interesting individual. Pat Proctor, some of you know him as the helicopter guy. He's a close friend of Memorial's, and thank you for representing Angelo today. And Senator Ort's partner is here, Andrew, representing his office. They were both called to a special meeting in Buffalo, so thanks, Andrew, for being here. Probably missing some people. Father Stu Lindsay, one of our local pastors, is here with us today. Thank you very much. And our chief radiologist, Mark Perry, is in the crowd, our chief nursing officer, and the first lady of Memorial, Teresa Ruffolo, is here as well somewhere. So thank you for being here. Thank you all. I'd like to call Joe and Candace up again for some pictures and to shake hands or something to show them out. And maybe Dr. Yendamuri could join you. And that will conclude our program.